Hi YouTube. I'm Wheeler Dealer, and I haven't been streaming a whole lot lately, but I wanted to get on and talk about 2024's best games. And by best games, it's really what games did I actually play. This was my quietest year for gaming. My gaming computer was, well, it's been replaced now. I have a new rig. This thing is a nice little a little bit bigger than a toaster, and it's like a spaceship. It is hauling ass for me, and I love it. It's fantastic for my content creation, for the photo editing stuff. And you know, the old rig though that I had up until right before Christmas just couldn't handle some stuff. Some of the newer releases. I also spent a lot of time in the second half of the year doing photography, a lot of concerts. Well, most of the year actually, but even more so in the second half of the year. And so I wasn't gaming as much. So there's a lot of games that I did not play. So before we talk about my top 10 favorite games of the year, let's talk about the games I didn't play. And it's a pretty extensive list. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all right now. There's a lot of games I wanted to play and I didn't get to. I didn't get to play Shadow of the Erdtree, right? That would have ran on my old rig, but I knew the time it was going to take me to play that game. I just didn't have it this summer to really put into it like I did the core game. I put about 70-ish hours into the core game before I beat it. Put like another 10 after getting to Melania. I loved that game. It was my #1 game last year. Shadow of the Erdtree, apparently the DLC is fantastic. I did not buy it. I have not played it. And I feel like that's the biggest miss for me. I don't normally count DLC as like a game of the year type candidate, but when it's that big, when it's content that is 30 or 40 hours, I think it's fair to say. The Game Awards, they considered it a game and they made it eligible for Game of the Year. So I figure if they can do it, I can do it too. But I didn't play it, so that isn't going to count. There is a small game that is an indie game that was recommended to me by my friend Viking Blonde, and it's called I Am Your Beast. Very cool type of game, and very fast-paced, trial and error type thing of trying to get through a level like you're a spy, and you're trying to kill a bunch of people in this level and getting the fastest times and getting the best rankings. Looked like a lot of fun. Didn't play it. Wasn't really sure if it was going to be my thing, but I wanted to try it, and I didn't. The new Indiana Jones game wasn't going to play on my old rig. No way. No way. When I looked at the requirements on that game, no way was that game going to run on my old rig. I can play it now, but now I'm debating, do I spend 60 or 70? Isn't it $69.99 for a game that I really should probably just sign up for Game Pass for a month and just play it that way? I might still do that. You might see me do that here in the winter. We'll see. Pacific Drive was another one I was curious about and didn't play. Silent Hill 2 remake. The remakes that are full-on remasters like this, not just remasters, but full remakes. Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4. I did not play 4 last year. No, 4 came out this year. Shit, that's another one I didn't play this year. Didn't Resident Evil come out this year? Remake. Wasn't it was it this year? When was it? No, not 2005. The remake was last year. 2023, so that does not count. But I didn't play that one, and I also didn't play Silent Hill 2, which is weird because those are two of my favorite survival horror games ever. But I've played enough of them both to where I kind of didn't want to play them again. Or Resident Evil 2 and 3, I hadn't played enough of them. I mean, I played through them once. So playing the remastered versions now made it fresh to me. I know all the major beats of Silent Hill 2 and of Resident Evil 4, so I didn't buy those. Having said that, I feel like Silent Hill 2's remake would have probably been on this list. Stalker 2 is another major miss. I'm probably going to buy that at some point. Love the original Stalker for what it was. Very hardcore RPG type shooter. And then that new Star Wars Outlaws looked really fun. I know the reviews were kind of middling to okay, mediocre, but for open world, it looks like they did a pretty good job with that game. There's no towers to climb. Those were the things that I was wanting to play, and I did not get to them. That's a pretty big list. And honestly, I feel like I should have played some of those games to really do this list justice. But I'm going to tell you, for the games that I did play that released in 2024, here are my favorites. We're going to flip to desktop view, and I'm going to pull up the trailer for number 10. Oh my god. I just have to close the music thing now because the play button does both media and... Yeah. Okay. All right. Number 10.
In a world of peace and tranquility,
This is SWAG Morning
homeowners will now hunt
are causing significant power outages.
A hidden truth lies beneath the surface. An ordinary rodent's fate is within his grasp. Now this squirrel is here to eat nuts and shoot some guns. And guess what? He's all out of nuts. Expect sandboxing, puzzle solving, and gun-slinging action in the platform epic you never knew could exist. Hold on to your nuts. The food chain's got a new hierarchy. Get ready for Squirrel with a Gun. Coming soon to Steam and Epic, and coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S this fall.
This fall, let me tell you, I played this game and it was way too much fun. We'll get this playlist going back again because I do want to have some music in the background while I'm talking. I feel like I should something playing in the background. This game was stupid. It was incredibly stupid. By the way, this list, get ready, y'all. This list is going to be stupid. It's going to be just as stupid as this. Squirrel with a Gun was one of those games that I saw the trailer for it and I went, well, I need to play this. And then it came out and I bought it the day it came out. And I streamed it for like 3 hours. I did play it a second time. I have not finished it. I got a little bored with it. The first night that I played it, the very first boss was very glitched. As it turns out, they've patched it since, and that boss battle is not nearly as hard as it was in the first day when I bought the game. Again, why am I buying games and streaming them the first day they come out? Other than for the conversation of it all, right? But it's a dumb idea, but it's one that I'm telling you, when this was first announced, it went viral. I had a couple of friends of mine forward it to me, like, you have to stream this. And I did, and I really enjoyed it. Some of the puzzle solving stuff was really just platforming. The exploration stuff was pretty fun. The executions, they really only had one per gun. So it was the same execution over and over again, which didn't really... It's like, man, if they could have just spent a little more time to do some more executions. I know it takes more time. They probably had to get it out the door, but yeah, it sure would have been nice to have had more than one execution per gun. It kind of made it feel like they rushed it. I mean, look, they all look like Agent Smith. It's a super low budget, low expectation type of game. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I am not here. This list is not going to be highbrow this year. I'm not going to tell you my favorite game is this Shakespeare simulator. No, not this year. That is not happening this year. This game knows it's stupid, and that's what makes it good. Chef, I agree 100%. The boss fight rage. I did get a little mad at that boss fight. And again, they've patched that boss fight to fix the issues I was having. So I just shouldn't be trying to take anything seriously. Why am I taking Squirrel with a Gun seriously? That's the other thing that I should have realized. So that's on me. Being a bit of an idiot myself. All right, that's number 10. Now I've got to go in here and change this number manually, so you know, to number 9. All right, number 9's coming up next. Where are we with it? Akira slide equals automatically added to the list. I forgot to mention, there's an Akira slide at the start of the boss battle, of the first boss battle. I don't know what more you want from a video game. All right, number 9, and this was a short experience. but it was one that I actually enjoyed. If you can enjoy these types of games, but I did. Number 9. Jug will be proud of me for this. That teaser does not really tell you anything, and that's fine. I think they kind of wanted to keep that way, and that's perfectly fine. But I'll tell you what, one of the better Emeka games that I've played was called I'm Counting to 6. Let me get up another video and we can watch it in full screen. Audio down. What I think this game did really well was giving you a few different areas to go and research. There was, you started out in a car and you get out of the car and you can walk around to a couple of different buildings, and they're, a couple of the buildings are decent size, so it felt a little more open. Most of these games, either the Emeka games or the Emeka game knockoffs, pretty much all take place in one small space with a couple of rooms. You're going to one room, there's a noise in the other room, and you ping pong back and forth, right? And that's fine. This one felt a little bit more like you had the ability to go in different areas. Now you're trapped in that area for one certain amount of time until you do something, but they gave you a little bit of more flexibility. It felt a little bit more open, even though you're just walking down a small street. I did enjoy that about it. Do I enjoy playing horror games like this? If I'm playing them with y'all on stream, yes. Would I be playing these in my spare time? No, I would not. But I think it was fun. This was the best of all the horror games I played this year. Most of the ones I played this year were from previous years, but I think this one was probably the best. Am I ranking it a little high? Yeah, but again, I didn't play as many games this year as I normally do. So I think, would this have made my list a couple years ago? Probably not. I mean, look, I've already caveated this, but I do want to say it's a very good experience, a short experience, but I think it was a good one nonetheless. So I'm Counting to 6 is number 9. Let me put that 9 further back there. Number 8. Thanks for bearing with me on my technical stuff. All right, where's number 8? Should have played your clips from the game. Yeah, well, that was going to take more forethought. This is something that I wish I would have put more time into, because it was just starting to get good, and then I got distracted. But that's not the game's fault. Here's number 8.
After 3 centuries of the Tokugawa's repressive rule, the black ships appeared without warning, and our nation began to tear itself apart. Those who cleave to the past, those who embrace the new, and the Ronin, a warrior free of all masters and bonds. I will watch over you all as your blades carve a new future.
Indiana Jones.
Your time has come. Rise as one.
Rise of the Ronin. I'll tell you, this game was better than I expected. I wasn't sure. Where is my thingy? This game was better than I expected. It really was. I'm not saying it's great, but it was good. You know, you look at some of the visuals and it's like, oh, it wants to be Ghost of Tsushima. It is nowhere near as polished as Ghost of Tsushima. And Team Ninja, other than Ninja Gaiden, I don't know if they've ever really made a game as polished or in the ballpark of something as strong as Ghost of Tsushima. The original Ninja Gaiden, probably. You could make that argument. It was ahead of its time. That game was ahead of its time. This is Assassin's Creed with hints of Tenchu Stealth Assassins. It is a bit Me Too, and if I was a professional gaming critic, this would probably not be on my top 10, but I would have played more games. So this probably would not have been there. But I mean, look, you're literally climbing banners like Assassin's Creed, climbing to hang banners. You have a glider, like, was it Assassin's Creed Revolution? Which one am I thinking of? The one in Constantinople. That one, it's kind of like that in some ways. It's just because it borrows liberally from a couple of other games doesn't mean that it wasn't still fun. I never came back to it, but it is installed on my PS5. I think that's part of the problem is my remote play was acting kind of spotty sometimes, and I got distracted. So I know I went to full disclosure, there was another stream that I was going to do of this game, and I could not for the life of me get remote play to work, and I didn't feel like bringing my PS5 in here, doing all that. I didn't feel like it. So there, it's not the game's fault. Story was okay from what I played of it, and yeah, it's something that I could come back to and probably enjoy. I have a friend who beat it, said it was worth his time, even if it does fall off a bit story-wise in the end. Most of these open world games usually do. So everything borrows from anything. Istanbul, not Constantinople. This would be honorable mention at least. Yeah, probably. Hey, what's up, fuck? Gah. How about that? All right, number 7. I need to update the number on here to 7. What's number 7 gonna be? Let's switch back to this so I can put it up here and be all like stealthy. All right, here we go.
The Federation of Super Earth, keeping managed democracy safe with the lives of our heroes, protecting freedom from tyranny with the gentle touch of an iron fist. But liberty's enemies march ever closer. Together, we must take back control of freedom.
Together for managed democracy.
Together for victory.
Together for liberty.
Together for liberty.
Together, they fight for freedom.
It did, like in April.
Will you? Enlist in the galaxy's elite fighting force. Work together to protect your future. Dispense peace with the ultimate weaponry. Become a legend. galaxy's last line of offense. Pre-order now.
So that is Helldivers 2 is number 7 on my list. That, play that, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Helldivers 2. So obviously it's very much Starship Troopers. The co-op is what makes or breaks this game for you. There are going to be people who are going to put this really high on their list, and they probably played regularly with friends. There are going to be people who played this and it doesn't make their list at all, and they were soloing it a lot. And it's really what it comes down to. You can play with randos. The voice chat works well. I did get in with randos sometimes, and had a couple of them, very nice, rezzing you when you die, etc. I had a couple of jerks who just cared about themselves and just ran around and didn't talk, and it wouldn't res you when you fall. It's the randomness. You want to play with friends on this, though. It's very much co-op with friends. Like, that is the experience. But it was one of those games where it's PvE, which for me, I want PvP. I'm not really big into PvE. PvPvE, I'm a little more interested, which is why I want to try that Tarkov thing that they're talking about now, because it has a PvE mode. Tarkov, though, is going to feel like it's PvP because you're up against really difficult AI. In this, it's Starship Troopers with more focus on humor, and it's perfectly good. It played well. I enjoyed the time I put into it. I didn't put a ton of time into it, though. It was just one of those where I get on and my friends aren't on, and I'm going to have to play it by myself, and yeah, it's just not that fun by yourself. It's fine. It's just not fun. It's way more fun with friends. And team killing your friends on accident because you throw a grenade into a pile and didn't realize your friend is there. Those kind of moments are way better with friends than they are with randos. Because randos, they get pissed. With friends, it's like, what are you doing? And then you bicker at each other, and it's all fun and games. The other thing is, it's a little bit Borderlands-y. I think the trailer makes it feel even more Borderlands-ish. There's like a jokey song playing in the background while they're shooting stuff and saying funny things, and it's kind of going for that in terms of co-op. No loot drops, though, and that's the thing that I really did like about the Borderlands games was the loot drop and the trading of loot with friends. Hey, you're this class, you might like this weapon better. Let me bring that into the lobby and I'll drop the weapon. There's none of that in this. I think if this game had a bit more of a loot drop type factor instead of just XP and money, maybe it would have been a little bit more of a hang around for me. But I'm not blaming the game for that. It looked great, it ran great, it was fun to play with friends. I just didn't stick with it as long as some of my other friends did. So Helldivers 2, number 7. Or maybe had friends like these that enjoyed Sabotage a little too much. Yeah. I mean, even playing with randos wasn't really bad. Well, look, anytime you play with randos in an open voice chat, it's going to be a mixed bag. And I'm not saying it was bad. I had good experiences sometimes too. I only ever played this with friends. I fell off hard on the game, though. A lot of people did, I think. But there was a couple months where it was pretty consistent with a group of my friends who played it all the time. There's so many PvP games that feel like a breath of fresh air. On consoles, there are so many PvP games. I agree. On PC, you're going to get way more opportunities to play PvE type games. I think. But yes. Anyway, and this is on PS5 and PC. But it was a Sony first-party publishing, I believe. But that did not figure into my decision at all. Because I am not biased. I got to push this button. I got to change my counter to number 6. This is a very scuffed stream, as you know. You got to sync with your PSID. Right. The sabotage thing could be fun. Sabotaging your friends, it was fun. All right, this one might surprise some of y'all, and I will explain the ranking in a second. They went hard at the Sony booth at EVO this year with Helldiver stuff. Well, good. I mean, they should. The game is very good. All right, this is number 6.
silently trapping all those fighting souls. But yet, across the world, I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight, like the sun and moon, and I wonder if ever there was a time that we were friends. The night has fallen, shadows looming, and yes, that time has come for me to seek you out. We are set now for our last reunion. Break the chains, find your way, come find me. Do you remember who you really are? Show me that you are still the only one for me. I'll be waiting for you. Bleeding out, open your bright, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters again, the unravel till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers. No one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time.
So shout out to Gart and Kiyo for pushing me to play this game. I will say this. This is the type of game that I am over right now. I'm over it. I'm over the third person hero shooter, advance to the point, etc. Rinse repeat. It's Overwatch. It's completely Overwatch. But here's the thing. I have to give credit where credit is due. Why is there? Get to HD. I have to give credit where credit is due. This game is incredibly polished. It looks fantastic. I love the art style. It looks like you're playing a comic book. The gameplay now in this as it is, I feel like it's better than Overwatch. I didn't play Overwatch 2. But with the variety of characters, the variety of gameplay, and they're not hiding anything behind a paywall other than cosmetics. You get all the characters and all their powers at the start. It's really just cosmetics. The battle pass is 2 months long and it's $5. $5. That's ridiculous. Why would you not? If you played this on any sort of a regular basis, why would you not do it to have the different cosmetics? It's almost crazy that they made this game in 2024, knowing that Overwatch was kind of starting to dip off, with Overwatch 2 being a bit disappointing. They went free to play, but that game switching from 6v6 to 5v5, I think some people were pissed about. And I think there wasn't enough new in Overwatch 2 for people to feel like it was a separate game, hence going free to play. I think they were going to start charging originally on that. I'm not here I'm not here to bury Overwatch 2. I never played it. I loved Overwatch 1. It was my game of the year in 2016. When that game came out, I played a ton of it. I streamed a ton of it. If you go back long enough with the channel, I streamed a lot of it. 2017? Whenever Overwatch 1 came out, I loved it. It was kind of like Team Fortress 3 for me, and it was so fun. Got out and played with friends. This is that type of game, but better. I just feel like for me, my desire to play this type of game has dropped quite a bit. That doesn't mean I'm not going to play it again. I have it installed. I'm not going to uninstall it. I will get on and play it again sometime. It's just not something that I feel this desire to play because I feel like I'm kind of burned out on it. That's why I never installed Overwatch 2, even though it was free to play. So, but this is better to me than Overwatch. It's just too bad that it's coming later in the cycle. But that I'm not knocking the game. It deserves to be on this list because it's really polished and it's very, very good. I was so impressed with this game, even if it's not my kind of game. So I think it deserves to be on the list for sure. And the battle passes don't expire. It's good Overwatch with popular IP. Yeah, it is. We could talk shit about the current state of Overwatch for a while. We could, and I'm not really interested in being a negative Nancy on stuff like that. I just got burned out on it. But I have not kept up with anything with the news about that game or the death of the Overwatch League. I watched Overwatch League. We had a Dallas team. I rooted pretty hard for them. I knew 2 people who worked in their marketing. former Funimation folks. So nothing but love. I just, if this game would have come out 3 years ago, I would have been on it constantly. I just don't have the desire to play that anymore. It's all bad. Well, I will say this. It runs on PC. It runs on PS5. It runs on Xbox Series X and S. There is cross play, but not cross progression. So your leveling and whatever you, I don't think your cosmetics carry over. So basically pick the platform you're going to play it on and stick to that platform. I have it on PC, so I figured that's something I don't have to worry about for a while. Okay. Oh, I did it again. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to spectate mode. I gotta go over here to the win counter and go number 5. We are getting to the top 5 now. Y'all ready? All right, number 5. Okay, listen, y'all. Most of the rest of this list is not me talking about how polished games are. It's going to be about how much I laughed during a game, or how much I smiled, or how much fun I had. I just want to state for the record, because I don't want y'all getting mad or being like, whoa, that's a better game than that. Well, I mean, get mad if you want. Help yourself, right? But I know this isn't a great game. I know this. Neither is Squirrel with a Gun. But my number 5 this year is Duranko Wonko. Is this free? I don't understand how this game is free. This game was free. Can I just say again? This game was free. It's on Steam. It's free. Is it 90 minutes of gameplay at the most? Yes. Yes. It's almost more of a demo or a proof of concept. Like, they could have probably took more time and put this into multiple houses, but I don't think the gameplay itself is going to lend itself to a full 4-hour, 6-hour game. I really don't think so. They gave this away, and you're a Pomeranian whose job is to make a house as dirty as you can to unlock things. By the end, I had a paint Gatling gun, and I was using it to spray paint all over the house, and I had more fun doing this than most of the games I've played in quite a while. Did it run well? No, my computer was about to explode. Optimization on something like this that's a giveaway game, not the best. Doesn't matter. I had a blast with it. I challenge you to play this for 20 minutes and not have a smile on your face. I double dog dare you. I triple dog dare you. You won't. It's impossible. And it's free. Did I mention it's free? So this is Bandai Namco that actually published it, which is really funny that it was free, and it had little hidden areas that you had to try to get to that kind of added to the gameplay. It's a very big house, by the way. Whoever lives in this house, they're doing pretty well for themselves. Oh, you showed me this, Riz. Thank you for that. So shout out to Riz for showing me this game. I forgot, because this came out earlier in the year, and yeah, I've lost track. I remembered Marvel Rivals because I really only played that like 2 weeks ago. So that one is way more fresh in my mind. This one was earlier in the year. Still a lot of fun. I beat it all on one stream in like less than 2 hours, and it didn't matter. The experience, I still really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I smiled, I laughed, and it was free. So that you got to give it a little bit of leeway. But what more do you want from a game? Go make a house dirty. I mean, for me, in 2024, that's where I was at, was playing games like this. If I would have had to pay $10 for this, I think I probably still would have paid for it, versus buying the Silent Hill remake, Silent Hill 2 remake. Will I buy that when it drops to $20? Probably. Yeah. I really want to play it, I'd rather play something like this. I'm going to be totally honest with y'all. So that, number 5, is a game where you're a Pomeranian and your job is to make a house as dirty as you can. Seriously, what more do you want from a game? Okay, number 4. Here we go. We're getting closer. We're getting down there. Chat. Free press, but we learned the game. We'd be mad if it wasn't on the list. Well, would you remember? Would you remember that it was on the list or not on the list? That's my question. All right, this next one. I talked a little bit about qualifications for games to be on the list at the start of the stream. Do you remember? Well, if you don't, my number 4 game is something I still need to finish. I'm more than halfway through it, but it's Portal Revolution. A full, complete mod.
Just look at this place.
It's free if you own Portal 2.
All been falling apart after she was murdered. She was the only thing keeping this place together. If we want to survive, somebody has to get this place back in shape.
I got really mad at one of the puzzles.
That's our job now. Isn't it exciting?
One of the puzzles got me really, really tweaked. It gets hard. Remember that. Only one, Corsair. Stop. Is an unofficial, let's rewind that. Unofficial fan-made modification for Portal 2 and is not associated with, they had to put that disclaimer. Having said that, it is a full-fledged game. It's free to play if you own Portal 2.
That's Sir Doc. Wow, I've not been here in ages. Hasn't changed a bit.
And it came out in January, so let's just state for the record that it's been out for almost a year. And yet well, this person runs through the game in 2 hours. There's no way you get through this in 2 hours on your first playthrough. It is impossible. We'll skip forward a little bit closer to where I was in the game. Yeah, this is like a 4 to 5 hour experience the first time you play it. It is... some of the puzzles are really hard. Like, it gets hard quicker than either of the first 2 Portal games. They gave you the opportunity to look outside a bit with some of the walls that broke open, so you can see, like, the world. So you're not just in boxes all the time. You see how much more in disrepair everything is. But the roof is falling off the place. There's overgrowth. It's almost like The Last of Us when it comes to 30, 40, 50 years of how things start to grow around it and things are falling apart. But that plays into the puzzling of it and into the puzzle solving, where you've got tile that's like falling off the wall a bit, but you can still hit it and it gives you a different angle. I saw a trailer for this last year and I wanted to play it. Actually, I think I saw the trailer in 2023, but it is a fantastic mod. It feels like a full-fledged Portal experience. It does not... When you think of mods, here's a mod that lets you play Oblivion, but all the characters are naked. That's not what we're talking about here. This is a full, you call it conversion mod, or whatever you want to call it. Well, conversion mod's different, right? Correction. Conversion mods are basically using the engine, but they're using completely new assets. This, I believe, they created some assets, obviously, with all the growth, the forest and stuff. But I believe they're using some of the other assets. So Look, Steam, Valve has never been shy about letting people do whatever kind of mods they want to do. And you put out a game like this, it's almost like a calling card. It's almost like a resume for these people. Are some of them going to get hired? I don't know. Are they going to make another Portal? I don't know. I don't believe the rumors about Half-Life 3. I don't know. What are we going to get first? A game that starts with 3. I'm totally off topic here. I'm guessing. Hey, Treebeard, thanks for the resub.
All right.
I would guess if the next game. This is Portal Revolution. So it's a full game experience. That's a mod that somebody made. Left 4 Dead. That's my guess, Chef. You got it. I could see them doing Left 4 Dead 3. And then porting all the maps from 1 and 2 and all the characters into it. Bill and all them. Yeah, Francis. Putting all them into the game. I could see them doing that. But they don't have an interest. And really, they don't have that many people working for them, which is kind of odd still to me. Yeah, Back 4 Blood. That was some of the team that worked on Left 4 Dead. And they also worked on that one-word game that I always forget, that I've got a signed poster by some Game Informer folks. The game when you're a big monster and it's 4 other people trying to play together to stop you. And why do I always forget this? I own it on Steam and it's like dead. Like the servers are dead. No, not Quake. I will explode if we get a Left 4 Dead 3. I would enjoy Left 4 Dead 3, but I'll tell you all this right now. If you want to do a stream of Left 4 Dead 2, I'll install it and we'll play it. I will stream. We should do a community night of Left 4 Dead 2. Who would be down for that, chat? Who would be in for that? The game has been given away. It's like 99 cents at times. It's probably still on the Steam sale right now for $1. I would do it. Left 4 Dead 2. I have not played that game in forever. Remember how mad I was when they rushed to put Left 4 Dead 2 out. I'm like, we're still playing Left 4 Dead 1. But then they just basically made Left 4 Dead 2 Left 4 Dead 1 plus 2. So it's fine. You own it. Evolve. Yeah, no D. Thank you, Kois. I've got a poster in my game room. I've not played Left 4 Dead 2 since 2014. I don't remember the last time I played it either, honestly. Maybe it's been that long. I'm not sure. All right, we're getting to the top 3. Hold me to that, by the way, chat. Don't be afraid to post in Discord and be like, are we going to seriously do a Left 4 Dead 2 night? It runs on a toaster. Like, if you have an old gaming laptop, I would even argue if you have a laptop that barely has a graphics card in it, it would probably still run. The Source engine, incredibly resilient 10 years ago, I would say. I still have the 360 games. Well, if you have it on PC, let's pick a night and we'll get into Discord and we'll do a community night of Left 4 Dead 2. I think that would be fun. Honestly, I think it would be fun. Okay. Number 3. We're getting there. I'll cancel plans. Will you? All right. Number 3. Now, look. I think some of you know me well enough now and you've been watching this list and you probably have a pretty good idea of the games that are remaining. And you probably already know my number 1. I don't think it's going to be a big surprise. Having said that, this is number 3. I'm so glad I bought this. I'm so glad I have streamed it twice now. I'm going to play more of it. I'm going to beat it on stream very soon. I don't know about tonight. I still have to beat the... It's Angerfoot, all right? I'll just shut up. What an awesome game this is. This trailer just... It's perfect. That area is hard. That one took me like 6 or 7 tries at least. Being able to really quickly spawn in this is what makes it so addictive. And the way they dance over your body when they kill you. So fun. Like, come on, man. How fun is Angerfoot? Don't tell me. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Angerfoot is so freaking fun. I played the demo a year ago, And it... Oh, Jesus. Hang on. Why don't you calm down with that loudness? I played the demo on stream and I was like, this is a must purchase. Then it came out and there were some reviews talking about how it wasn't either well optimized or it needed a little bit of work yet in terms of the performance. And I'm like, well, it ran pretty well on my computer. I don't know that I want to buy it until I get my new computer. I got my new computer. I believe it was the first game I streamed. Was it the first game I streamed with the new computer? I've only streamed a couple times since I got this, and I got this on the 23rd of December. And it took me a couple days to set it all up. Oh, my first stream was Santa Claus. I did play it after my Santa Claus stream. I played it at the end of the Santa stream. Did you play a demo of that 80s cyberpunk anime style FPS, or was I high? I did. Mullet Mad Jack was a game that I did not purchase. The gameplay is a little similar in the fact that it's something that has a lot of trial and error, fast-paced gameplay. I enjoyed this more than Mullet Mad Jack, but I think Mullet Mad Jack was really cool. I did not play the full game. I played the demo. I don't want to count it as a game because I didn't play the final version. So for me, I have to play the actual game and not just a demo for me to consider it on my list. That's another rule. I think that's fair. So I played the demo last year. I streamed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I said, this is on my wish list. It's been on my wish list for almost a year as they've been finishing the game. It's been high on my wish list. And then when I got the new computer and I saw I could get it for $15, it's normally $24.99 and it was $10 off. I said, $15, count me in. And I'm so glad I did. I've had a lot of fun with it. Even when there's a couple of hard areas, it's not really frustrating. It's a fun kind of trial and error. Okay, I need to do this and then this and then this. I'm still pissed he played it when I was at stand-up. What are you talking about, Mullet Mad Jack? I can still buy it. I can still buy it and play it. Oh, wait, you're talking about that waifu game. Waifu Impact? Do you really think I would put that on my list? That's barely a game. And if I played the Steam version, it would have nudity in it and I could get banned. But no, Mullet Mad Jack was a pretty cool game, but has a little bit of similarity to this. It definitely does. But Angerfoot's visual style is so cool. I love this game, and I'm so glad that I bought it, and I'm telling y'all. I can't believe you haven't figured out number 2. We're friends on Nintendo. You put $100 into it. I had to get that last collectible. Remember that last collectible? I did it again. I've got to go back. I got to go back. Spectate. I got to change this to number 2. There's only 2 games left. There's that one last collectible in that Waifu Impact game that I couldn't get. And I tried for like 30 minutes to try to jump. And that last jump is next to impossible. In fact, I just told myself it is impossible. Even though I know it's not. Just so I wouldn't lose sleep over it. I'm not losing sleep over Waifu Impact. What a stream. Hey, look. Toko. You chose the other game. And you chose that. You want... What were you trying to get me to play? Genital jousting? You're trying to get me banned? I don't know what you did again, but you did it again. Well, thanks, Black Metal. I appreciate it. New computer, same jank. What did you expect? There's 2 games left. And I'm surprised none of y'all have chosen number 2. Because you know what number 1 is. Like, you know what number 1 is. Also, I finally have time to jump on a stream. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, man. I forgot games. Well, when you see this, you're going to be like, oh, duh. And then you're going to be like, oh, and that confirms number 1. Yeah, literally, that's what's about to happen. Are you ready? Here's number 2. This is another game that I played the demo of a year ago. And when the full game came out, I paid full price for it. And it's only like a 3 or 4 hour experience. And it was incredibly near and dear to my heart. And that's Little Kitty, Big City. Oh yeah. I love this game. Get him! Yeah, knock all that stuff over. Oh yeah, I'm taking your phone. Oh, I tricked you. When they pick up the cat and walk it out, it's so cute. Bonk. Sleeping in the sun. No. Oh, what? Get your stupid ads off of here. I didn't even get to see what the last thing said. The bestest little kitty cat ever? Yes. Why'd you put these ads up this quick? Little Kitty, Big City. Let me tell you about this game. You can beat it in less than 2 hours. It took me a little over 3 because I was really just taking my time and being repetitive with a lot of the stuff I was doing, and that's fine, right? It's just enjoy yourself. Run around as a cat. Knock things over. There are objectives and things you want to do to try to get to certain areas. So it's not completely aimless, but they let you jump pretty much anywhere you want in this game. Also, it didn't make me cry. Therefore, this game is better than Stray. Is Toko triggered yet? I'm expecting to see the rage emoji from Toko. It is the Untitled Goose Game of Stray. That is a really good comparison. Stray slander will not be tolerated. I love Stray. The problem with Stray is it was depressing, even when it wasn't. It had some incredible moments. And I love Stray. I do. It came out in a tough year. And honestly, if Stray would have come out this year, it might have been my number one. Because this was a fairly weak year. I think you could argue this was a weak year for AAA games across the board. I know there was a Zelda game where you got to play as Zelda on Switch. I didn't get to play that one. I think it's a smaller scale game. Obviously, it's not like Tears of the Kingdom, which is massively hundreds of hours game if you want it to be. This, for the time that you spend in it, the animations for the cat are fantastic. The way you can interact with people, the way you can mess with people, the way you can do good things for people, the way you can climb around. You get the ability to climb higher and higher with your endurance. They did all of this in a game that's basically 3 hours long. I didn't 100% it. There's still like 2 challenges I needed to do to get 100%. I don't know that I'll install it again and do that. I loved my experience with it. I would go back and reinstall it and play it from the start and start a new game just because I enjoyed it that much. It really was fun. Knock stuff off. Yes. Get the old lady who runs the shop to carry you out. I laughed so much at this game, and it was just heartwarming. Oh, she's got you. Just the way they nailed so much of this and the attitude of it. It's very much like Untitled Goose Game. Yes, it is. And what was my number one game the year that came out? Untitled Goose Game was my number one. That tells you a bit of the kind of gamer I have become. I want to play ultra-violent games where I'm decapitating people, and then I want to be a little kitty and run around and be mischievous. That's all I want from my games, one or the other. So, Little Kitty Big City, if you catch it on sale, definitely buy it. I know it's on Switch and other consoles as well as PC. Ran perfectly fine on my old computer. Didn't have to worry about that. That was a good thing. I knew because the demo played really well that it wasn't going to be a problem, especially when the reviews came out. I didn't buy it right at launch. I think I waited like a month, and it ran perfectly well. Dog, I never heard anything about that game. What game? This one or Stray? Special edition Switch Lite, though. Ah. That's all I want in games, too. Like, let me be super violent or let me be a cute kitty cat. Not really. Or a cute dog, a cute puppy dog. Okay. Chat. Here comes number one. You all know what it is. I don't even know why I'm bothering with this. I could just say it and y'all would be like, yep. It's the biggest no-brainer, and I've had other years where the list might have been a little bit of a surprise, or more of the games on the list were more of a surprise. I'm sure that's happened, but this year it's not going to be a surprise because it was the winner of the Game Awards for Best Game of the Year. It's something that I did not buy right at launch, but then I made the time, I bought it, I played it on stream twice, and I have not touched it since because I want to finish it with all of you because I'm enjoying playing it and I'm enjoying seeing y'all's reaction to all the different abilities, all the different levels, and just the amount of love that went into making ASRock is so incredibly impressive that it deserves my Game of the Year. Hashtag not sponsored. I love that moment, knocking the blanket up. I haven't gotten to that level yet. There's still so much of this game I haven't seen. Boy. So ASRock is something that I didn't really expect. I enjoyed the ASRock Playroom that came with the PS5 when you bought it. It's a fun little thing for a couple of hours. You could put more time into it and 100% it and get the platinum. I know quite a few people did. I did not. I'm looking at this gameplay right now and I'm not in this level. Look at how big he gets when he touches water. He's a sponge. This is a spoiler. Okay, rewind. I gotta go back because that is amazing. I haven't even seen that yet. He turns into a sponge and he can make himself big. Dude, the level of inspiration, while also being a love letter to Sony PlayStation games like Ape Escape, which this first Ape Escape level had me laughing so hard, just running around chuckling, swinging my net at apes again. It's the right amount and the right mix of nostalgia and really damn good game design, gameplay. I almost feel like they out Mario Odyssey'd Mario Odyssey. And that's nothing against Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is an incredible game. I think I had it as my number 2 that year. And I don't remember why it wasn't number 1 or what it was up against, because Super Mario Odyssey is amazing. This, to me, is like that, but running at 120 hertz. with the full rumble of the Edge controller or whatever PlayStation controller you're using. You don't have to have an Edge, you just whatever, the regular controller, but feeling that the vibrations when you're doing different things, it's very well done. There's times you got to grab onto things with both hands and you hit the triggers to do it, and it feels very visceral. Yes, I technically work for a company that's owned by Sony. That has nothing to do with any of this. This game is a blast. It's imaginative. It's sense of just joy as you're playing it. The sense of joy that as you're playing it, that you can just tell that the people who made this loved what they were doing. They loved the game. They love the games that they are paying homage to. They love the games that they are paying homage to, and the level that's God of War, incredibly fun. This is just, it's joy wrapped up into a game that you can play. And I think you put it really well, Black Metal, when you said that this was one of the few games that your wife has ever played and that she beat it and she loved it. I would be scared of one of the first games that someone plays is this, because they might have expectations that more games are going to be this cool and this fun and this joyful. And I don't have a better word other than joyful, because it really is just a joyful game. I would hate for that bar to be set so high and then they play something else and they're like, it's not as good as ASRock. I hope you get her to play Super Mario Odyssey, because it is on this level. I would maybe put this hair above it, just because I think the nostalgia aspect, even for some games I haven't really played or played very little of, but you can just tell how much they love what they were doing. It wasn't like, hey, this has to be a Sony type game and you have to put the following games in it. You can tell that the people who made this did this on their own. And they said, we want to do an Ape Escape level. We want to do a God of War level. But then there's all these things that aren't tied to older Sega games, or Sega games, older Sony games. It's just fantastic. I'm going to put more time into it. I'm going to beat it, and I'm going to beat it on stream, because I want you all to be here with me when I finish it. So I've been putting off streaming it. I do need to reset up the remote play, and if I have to bring it over here and hook it up through my capture card, I'll do it, because it's something that I will be playing in the next couple months, and we're going to finish it. Maybe weeks, I don't know. It's not going to be a game that I'm going to beat off stream. I'm going to play it here with y'all. So ASRock is my #1 game. It's fantastic. If you haven't played it yet and you don't have a PS5, is it worth buying a PS5 for? I'm not going to say that. But if you're on the fence and you're looking to get something, look, yeah. This is the first game you should buy if you buy a PS5. We'll put it that way. I won't say it's worth purchasing a console for alone, unless you're a really big fan of platformers. And I love that platformers are back, because they really are. So that's my list. So I'll recap it again for you all. Where is my list? Number 10 was Squirrel with a Gun. Fun, stupid, mindless. Got a little old, a little kind of got stuck towards the end. Didn't finish it. I'm Counting to 6. Emeka Games. Pretty good, giving you a little bit of freedom to move around outside in between some of the areas. Really liked that. One of the better Emeka games. Still not as good as Summoner 58. That's the best one that I've played still, but it's up there. Rise of the Ronin's my number 8. Really good Assassin's Creed type clone. It's not as good as Ghost of Tsushima. Honestly, if you haven't played that, you have to buy Ghost of Tsushima. That was my number 1 game that year, and it wasn't even close. That game is incredible. This is pretty good for something that's borrowing liberally from that and from Assassin's Creed. It does a pretty good job, but that's my number 8. Helldivers 2 is my number 7. Fun, co-op, better with friends. Marvel Rivals, incredible Overwatch game. It out Overwatches Overwatch, and it's the gameplay is very much in that vein. The graphics are fantastic. It's a good free-to-play. The model is not predatory at all. Fantastic model for the free-to-play. It's what more companies should be doing, honestly, for free-to-play. Even if the gameplay isn't really my thing anymore. Dronko Wonko, free-to-play. You're a Pomeranian making a mess in a house. That's my number 5.
Or the doggos.
Whoa, Soma's in with $70.
Directly donated $70 to K9 Companions.
That's fantastic, Soma. Thank you so much. That puts us at our goal of $1,400 raised total. life to date since they've made this a direct donation. Thank you so much for that donation, Soma. Thank you so much, Soma. I appreciate that. I'll finish this out real quick. Portal Revolution is a full game mod that's made. It's free if you own Portal 2 on PC. Fantastic mod. I have not finished it yet, but I'm very close to finishing it. Angerfoot's my number 3. So fun. So fun. Little Kitty Big City is my number 2. That game is so well animated and so well thought of in terms of the level design. Not a big game, not a long game. Only takes a few hours to beat, but it's worth every penny. And then Astrobot's my number 1. So, chat, what is your favorite game of 2024? I did see Treebeard asked about Balatro. Never played it. Don't care. It's more of a deck builder than anything else. I know it's like a deck builder, but it's like a poker blackjack type thing. I've watched people stream it. I'm like, God, I wish I cared about deck builders. I don't want to play deck builders at all. Get them out of here. So if you're into anything that's remotely deck building, you will love Balatro, and that's probably going to be number 1 on quite a few people's lists. Is there anything else that you would put on your list? Put it in the chat and we'll talk about it. But for YouTube, put it in the comments below. What was your favorite game that released in 2024? Put it in the comments. And I appreciate you hanging out, and I hope you have a wonderful 2025, because we are now in the next year, and I hope it's a wonderful year for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.